Most students can draw a sequence diagram easily, but when it comes to converting it into a collaboration diagram, they freeze. But don't worry, in this session, we will break it down into a step-by-step using a daily life example that even a beginner can relate to, okay? So by the end of this video, you will be able to draw collaboration diagram confidently and score full marks in your exams. Okay, so grab your notebook. Let's begin our journey from sequence to collaboration. First of all, let us know why students lose marks. Before we start, let's be real. Most students lose marks not because they don't study, because they skip small details, small confused sequence and collaboration diagrams. Some forgot numbering and others draw arrows in random directions. Examiners don't expect art, they expect accuracy and understanding. So today we will focus on logic, not just looks, okay? Because logic gets you the marks and understanding gets you the confidence, okay? So let's begin our video. First of all, you should know to convert into a to draw like when the question is given to convert a sequence diagram into a collaboration diagram, you need to understand that sequence diagram more clearly. The concept on sequence diagram should be clear, right? A sequence diagram is all about time. It shows how objects interact step by step, who sends that message and when. So imagine a timeline from top to bottom. Every message happens in order. It's like watching a movie scene in slow motion, where each dialogue represents a message being sent. Okay? That's all for the sequence diagram. If you want more details on how to draw a sequence diagram, I have already created a video. You can watch on that. Okay. What are the key components of sequence diagram? You always see these four elements, actors or objects. These are the participants, right? And next the lifelines, the dotted lines showing time passing. We'll be, what to say, we will be drawing the vertical lines in the sequence diagram, right? That are lifelines. Okay. Messages, the arrows between the objects. In between the arrows, in between the those lifelines will be there, right? Arrows will be drawn. And now activation bars, when an object is active or processing a task. Okay, every lifeline, okay, every lifeline you see here will later become an object in the collaboration diagram. That is the secret. Okay, now let us learn about collaboration diagram. What is a collaboration diagram? Now, a diagram is like seeing the same movie scene, but instead of showing when things happen, we see who is connected to whom. Okay, it's about communication, not timing. It's like a network of conversations happening between different people in a group chat. Okay, so the order is shown using message numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, not in vertical position. Okay, it is shown using the numericals 1, 2, 3, 4 numbering. Now let us see the key components of collaboration diagram. A collaboration diagram has objects, links, messages and numbering. Okay, sequence numbers. There are no lifelines here, only relationships. Think of it like a map showing who talks to whom, with arrows showing the direction of communication. Got it? Now let us compare the both sequence and collaboration diagram. So here is the core difference. Sequence diagram focuses on time and the order, vertical flow, whereas collaboration diagram focuses on relationship and in the network style. So they both tell the same story, but from two different camera angles. One is linear and other is relational. Okay. Now Let us understand these two things. Like the main thing we want to do is like not only understanding the concept but like drawing the diagrams which will be helpful in exams, right? So let us take a daily example, online food ordering system. Okay, online food ordering system, why I am taking that example, it is relatable to globally because see, you will many of the students who live in city or who knows how to use the Zomato, Swiggy, that is what online or food ordering system. Okay, nothing but, so everyone can relate this. That is the reason I am taking this example. Okay, I have already explained this only in my how to draw sequence diagram video as well. That is the reason in this question, like if you got a question to how to convert the sequence diagram into a collaboration diagram, it will be very easy for you. Okay, let's make this interesting with the real world example, online food ordering. So everyone has ordered food at least once, right? So let's use this scenario to understand the conversion process. So what are the objects or actors in the example? Customer, the person who is the ordering food, and the food app, the platform that managing the process, and the restaurant which prepares the food, and the delivery partner who is delivering the order. These will be these will be our objects in our both diagrams. Okay, this is the given diagram flow, if you can see. Okay, here customer, app, restaurant, delivery persons are the actors, and actually I have to draw the dotted lines, it will be best. Okay, don't do like this. So you can see customer places the order, the app forwards it to the restaurant prepares the food, and the delivery partner delivers it to the customer. That's our sequence. Okay, our story. First you have to understand always the sequence diagram correctly. If once you understand the sequence diagram correctly, then only you can answer or you can draw the collaboration diagram. Okay. Now what is the flow? Number 1, customer places order. Number 2, app forwards. Number 3, restaurant prepares the food. And number 4, delivery partner. Once after seeing the diagram, you will get this information, right? You have to understand this. Now, how to draw collaboration diagram from this? Let me tell you step by step process. First thing is identify objects. In the sequence diagram, each vertical line becomes one object in the collaboration diagram. So our objects are customer, app, restaurant and delivery partner. Okay, each lifeline is one object. Next, now place objects freely. In a collaboration diagram, there is no concept of vertical time flow. You can place objects anywhere. Just make sure it looks clean and organized. Okay, no lifelines are needed. Usually keep the customer no one side and other keep spread around it. Okay, places for clarity. So see, whenever you are drawing a collaboration diagram, right, you should be seeing the see which one is connected to which. You can have to put that both nearby. Okay, now step 2 done. Okay, what is the step 1? First we need to identify objects. Step 2 is place objects freely. Now step 3, extract messages. Now extract every message from the sequence diagram in top to bottom order. Okay, so this order determines numbering, so never shuffle them. Write them down. What are the things? Place order, send order, prepare food and deliver food. These are the 4 we are discussing. Now number the messages. What are the messages are there, right? You find from the scenario, so you have to number them. So as I told, 1 is place order, 2 send order, 3 prepare order and 4 deliver food. Okay, now this preserves the same logic as the sequence diagram, right? Yeah. Now fifth step is to draw links. Okay, so connect objects using lines. Okay, and add arrows to show the direction. Finally, Write the message names along the arrows with their numbers. Always make sure arrows point in the direction of the message flow. Okay. Wrong arrow direction is nothing but the wrong interaction. Here we have to write the message number and the name clearly, and we have to show the clear direction. Okay. Now let me show you the final collaboration diagram. These are only 6 steps we need to follow. You have to remember. First one is we have to identify the object, and after that we have to place the objects freely. After that we have to extract messages, and after that we have to number the messages, and we have to draw links, and after drawing the links you have to write the messages on links. So final collaboration diagram, how it should be look. Now we have to look at the complete picture. This is like I will show you the collaboration diagram. All the information from the sequence diagram is preserved. We have to just display in the relationship oriented way, like customer sends order app to the app restaurant, or after the delivery partner and back to the customer. We have to show all these connections. So in this diagram you can see customer, app, restaurant and delivery partner, 4 objects that I have done, and after that in arrow marks I have represented. Okay, so I have written the links yes or no, and place order, forward order, prepare food, deliver food. These are the 4 messages, right, that we want to display. Okay, so as I told you, see, first I have in 6 steps, right? Let us recall that 6 steps again. First one is identify objects. I have written identified. Okay, first I have identified the objects as customer, app, restaurant and delivery partner. Done. Next step 2 is we have to place the objects freely. Okay, so I have, as according to the like use case, right? So first I have used customer, and after that app, restaurant and then delivery partner. I have placed the objects, like drawing the rectangles, I have placed it freely. Now extract messages. So we have to, from the given scenario, from the given question, we have to check what will be the messages according to the order. Now we have to number the messages. Once you found what are all the messages, right, you have to check which message comes first, which message comes later, like that you have to confirm, and you have to number them, and we have to draw links. So here I have drawn link in the 5th step. Okay, done. Now write the messages. So once you draw links like this arrow marks, right, so then write numbers: 1 place order, 2 forward order, 3 prepare food and 4 prepare food, deliver food. Okay, like this you have to write. Now this is our complete picture. Okay, now let us discuss what are the common mistakes students do in their exams. Let's fix what most students do wrong. Missing message numberings, which plays critical role in a collaboration diagram. Random arrow directions. So arrow directions show where the message is passing from one place to another. Adding extra objects not in the sequence diagram, like which are not there in the sequence diagram, we don't need to add. Okay, so copying the same layout from the sequence diagram, so we don't have to copy. See, you see a lot of difference in between like sequence diagram and collaboration diagram, right? So you have to avoid these and you will instantly stand out. Okay, now let me tell you a quick exam strategy. See, in exams follow a simple checklist. Write a small definition before the diagram if possible. You have to draw neatly with proper spacing. Label every message clearly and check arrow direction and the numbering twice whenever possible. So clarity gives you confidence and confidence will give you marks. Okay, don't forget. And now how to draw an exam easily, time saving method. So here's how to draw faster. First draw all the boxes, then draw the connecting lines, finally add the message numbers. This sequence saves time and avoids confusion. Okay, object boxes, object names, links, numbering messages. That's all, enough. Why this method works? Why this method works? This conversion technique works for every single time because it follows UML logic, not memory. So whether it's a food delivery system, banking app or banking portal, the steps remain the same. This is what examiner friendly, systematic and fast. Okay. Real world use. Collaboration diagrams aren't just used for exams. In real world software design, they help teams visualize how different modules interact. Okay? It is used in software design discussions and it helps the team understand the responsibilities. Now, let me give you a quick summary. Let's revise the complete process. What we have done, we have identified all the objects from the sequence diagram. We have drawn them freely. We have extract messages and assigned the numbers. We have connected with arrows showing the direction. And we have write clear labels and verify numbering. Okay. So that's your collaboration diagram. Clean, complete and examiner approved. So and that's it. You have just learned one of the most misunderstood UML conversation with full clarity. If this video helped you understand easily, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Because the next video will cover how to draw use case diagrams and activity diagrams with daily life logic. And you don't want to miss that. Keep learning, stay curious and remember, knowledge shared is marks multiplied. Okay? Thank you. See you in the next video.